All right. Welcome back to No Filter MMA. This is, of course, your boy BJ back with another fight prediction, guys. So I'm here to talk about Juliana Pena versus Rocky Pennington. And I watched the interviews. I, I listened to what they both had to say, and they both made some really interesting points. And I think that a few of the interesting points that Rocky Pennington made was, that her striking is, she has the best jab in the division in women's MMA. Um, and she's a much more polished, and I'm not saying I 100% agree with it, but I'm liking what I'm hearing from Rocky. She's going into this fight knowing that she's a solid fighter, and that wherever the fight goes, that she can compete there. And that's the type of energy that I want to hear from Rocky Pennington. It bothers me when you hear like a lack of confidence or something like that. Like, it bothers me when you go into those fights like that. Because us fans, and especially people who content creators that put content out, we watch these things so that we can have something to talk about, so that we can kind of get a vibe about what's going on. And I'm liking Rocky's energy. Rocky's, she's, like I said, she's saying that she feels like one of the best well-rounded fighters, and she feels more polished than Juliana. And in some aspects of that, you can say that that's accurate, because she is a more technical fighter, and a more polished striker, I would say, than Juliana Pena. And that's a clear truth. It's not fluff that she's saying. And I like her confidence. When it comes to the comments about Kayla Harrison, people are asking about Kayla Harrison. I haven't watched the Kayla Harrison media day yet, but I am gonna get to it. And Kayla Harrison saying that, she beats Ketlin Vieira, and then boom, we've got Rocky Pennington. And Rocky acknowledged, yeah, I do believe that that's a clear number one contender fight, but also people are underestimating Ketlin Vieira, which I talked about in my last video. So, even the champion is saying y'all are underestimating Ketlin Vieira. Ketlin Vieira, if she shows up, of course, if she shows up. And, Rocky has some choice things to say about Juliana, as far as like her personality, and, her in the tough house, and how she quickly realized, after being in the same house with Juliana, the type of person that Juliana was. It comes off that part of it I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? That, she says Juliana is, has a degree in yapology and stuff like that, which is a really good joke. Really fucking good. That was a really good line by Rocky Pennington. But, Rocky Pennington, Juliana Pena won the Ultimate Fighter for a reason. It is what it, just because Rocky's the champion, because Juliana was locked into a trilogy with Amanda Nunes and then was injured, that doesn't necessarily mean she's better than Juliana. You know what I'm saying? So I get, people are, calling Rocky the worst champion ever. That kind of stuff. I'm not understanding that. I don't understand why people are calling her the worst champion ever. Amanda Nunes is the one that retired. So don't blame Rocky because Amanda Nunes decided to retire. The division has to move on, and the new champion had to, the belt had to be fought for. And unfortunately, Juliana was out. But, flip it over to Juliana's interview. Juliana Pena is the same to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's always, there's a level of consistency with Juliana Pena. She's always going to be Juliana Pena. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are concerned about, what I'm talking about is her on the microphone, her saying what she got to say. It's been consistent since the Ultimate Fighter, guys. 11, however many years ago the Ultimate Fighter was, the same Juliana that was talking shit then is the same Juliana that's talking shit now. Juliana is going to talk shit. Period. It just is what it is with Juliana Pena. So with that being said, as far as like what's going on in the cage and stuff like that, Juliana Pena, to me, being off, people are concerned about her layoff. And I don't think that I think layoffs are overrated for some, for a lot of fighters. Layoffs are overrated. And the reason I'm saying that is because, I mean, look at how Alexa Grasso fell flat in that third fight with Valentina Shevchenko. And that wasn't a 2-year layoff. You know what I'm saying? People were like, oh, Juliana's been gone for almost 2 years, this and that. Listen. It don't matter if you're 1 year, if the fight was a year ago, or if the fight was if your last fight was a year ago, if your last fight was 2 years ago. It's about how you show up in the cage that night. These are fighters. These people have been doing this time and time and time and time again. These people live and breathe this sport. You know what I'm saying? And just because there's not a fight that we're watching on a pay-per-view or a fight night card in the octagon or in the cage, that doesn't mean that this fighter behind the scenes is not training and sparring and having that live action and being put in those situational things. You know what I'm saying? People think it's just off the couch into a fight and, oh, you've been gone for 2 years. It doesn't, there's some variables in there. These fighters train, these fighters spar, they train, they go into fight camp, they prepare themselves, they bring in fighters. Listen, Juliana Pena may have not fought in the cage for 2 years. That doesn't mean Juliana Pena hasn't fought for 2 years. You know what I'm saying? So you got to throw that variable in there. You know what I'm saying? Alexa Grasso was I don't know exactly how long the second and third fight was. Let's just say a year. You know what I'm saying? And look how flat Alexa Grasso fell. Look how flat Alexa Grasso fell in that third fight. You know what I'm saying? So whether it's a year or whether it's 2 years, the fighter just has to go in there and be the fighter. Be the fighter. If the fighter shows up, that's what really matters, in my opinion. But going back to the technical, saying Rocky saying she's a more polished fighter, she may be. But if you don't believe, if Rocky doesn't believe that Juliana Pena is going to bring that heat, Rocky has to know that Juliana Pena is going to bring that heat. Whether the punches are technical or whether they're not, she has to know that Juliana Pena is going to bring that heat. They were talking about power. She was talking about power advantages, things like that she has more power than Juliana. I don't think so. I don't believe that. I may not agree with that, but like I said, I love the confidence from Rocky Pena. I do believe that Juliana Pena has the better power. Juliana Pena's left hook. As Juliana Pena, in the Jermaine Durandamy fight, we saw that big left hook from Juliana Pena. Me and Combo Breaking 99 pointed that out. Juliana Pena buckled Jermaine Durandamy's knees with that left hook. You know what I'm saying? Like, Juliana Pena got some underrated power. But in the Amanda Nunes fights, Juliana Pena's right hand was the one for me. So Juliana Pena has power in both hands. When she starts swinging, she's got power in both hands. And I think that Rocky saying she has the advantage over Juliana in power, I have to agree with the technique, but I can't agree with the power. Juliana Pena to me is the more powerful striker than Rocky Pennington. It's going to be interesting, guys, when the distance closes. At range, I think Juliana Pena can extend those punches the same way Rocky can. You know what I'm saying? The way Rocky can use her range and her boxing, I think Juliana's length and her punches, are also, Juliana's going to be able to hit Rocky too. So, and we know Juliana's jab is going to be stuck out there. She's got a good jab. She just has to be on point. And Rocky has to be able to stop the takedowns of Juliana Pena. If she doesn't stop the takedowns of Juliana Pena, then Rocky is going to be in for a ride. She's going to be in for a long night if she cannot stop Juliana Pena from taking her down. Because Juliana is going to, I think we're going to see a very wrestle-heavy Juliana. We're going to see old-school Juliana that throws people around and bodies people in there. And Rocky's the bigger fighter. So she can, if her takedown defense is on point, she can cause problems for Juliana in that area. But I just think Juliana's so physically strong when it comes to that kind of situation. I think she's got a clear advantage there. So we'll see, what kind of pace Juliana puts on Rocky. If she can grind Rocky down against the cage, you know what I'm saying, putting her flat on her back in there. Um, let's see what she can do, man. I'm excited for this fight. And my official prediction, I'm going to go Juliana Pena by unanimous decision. I'm gonna go I'm gonna go 50-45 Juliana Pena. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think. I'm ready for this fight. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Drop those comments in the comment section. Hit that like, hit that dislike, and if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and your boy is out.